Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. In this episode, I'm going to go ahead and go through Stardust Suite to get to Beast's Castle as per the comments in the last episode once again. Not going to worry about the gummy ship editor yet, but what I will do is pick this new purple gummy ship that we got probably the last time we went through a gummy ship route. But I, by the way, skipped all the cutscenes there because we did see those already. But speaking of going through gummy ship routes already and stuff, I'm going to go ahead and speed this one up because it is just another gummy ship route. I will see you guys when I'm done. Well, I was getting dangerously close to getting to level 30 for the metal level there, but unfortunately I got hit a couple of times and I didn't get as close as I wanted. Basically, 30 is the highest metal level you can get as far as I know. But I'm getting a whole lot of blueprints and stuff. What I didn't get is all of the treasure on this route. Luckily, I did get a heal upgrade, but as you can see, there are a lot of question marks here signifying that I did not get all of the treasure. Once I get more powerful weapons and stuff to be able to take out the enemies that drop those treasures easier, I'll come back and get all that. But of course, we've unlocked the path to Beast's Castle. But once we actually land, we're going to be getting some cutscenes here, starring a friend we had from the first game.
Hey, what is this place?
It's huge!
And sort of gloomy, don't you think?
I wonder who lives here.
Hey, does anybody else recognize that?
Hey, that's the Beast!
Yeah!
Maybe we should check up on him.
Look!
Come on! Where did he go? What? What? Found it!
Whoa!
Now this fight is as simple as using the fire and magic technique over and over, and usually once you get to the combo finisher, all of the Heartless around you are gonna die. But I actually looked up the requirements for this fight before the episode started. You have to land 100 hits or go below 30% of your health, and apparently I've gone over 100 hits.
Oh, come on, enough already!
Somebody help us! Help!
Just in time! Wah!
Gee, do you think he maybe forgot who we are?
With this many Heartless around, something must be up.
Why do you have to do that?
In true full-grown style, I have forgotten to equip pretty much every ability I've gotten over the past couple episodes, but first I want to buy 2 Sardonyx rings from the shop, a silver ring for Donald, and we're going to go ahead and equip those and equip the abilities that I've gotten. But first what I want to do is go ahead and give the Valor form the Hidden Dragon Keyblade and our base form of Sora the Star Seeker, and give Sora a Sardonyx ring for a small strength boost, I believe. But while we're here, might as well go ahead and fill up his item slots with high potions, and for Donald, gonna go ahead and give him that elven bandana from before and a silver ring to increase his magic. Might as well go ahead and give him an ability ring. But for Goofy, we don't have any more armor, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give him a Sardonyx ring to round out his item slots. But we do have a couple of AP boosts that we've been getting over the past couple of episodes. Might as well go ahead and use all of those on Sora, and we might as well go ahead and get rid of all those new symbols as well. But as far as abilities go, we got the aerial sweep ability in a couple episodes back, I guess. And for Goofy, we got the Goofy Turbo from leveling up, I believe. And I'm only going through the customized menu to get rid of the new symbols once again. But in the entrance hall, we're going to be getting more cutscenes.
What is it?
I just know I saw a lady at the top of those stairs. Well, if the beast is here in the castle, that lady must have been Belle, right? Yeah, maybe so. Belle might know what's happened to the beast, too. Come on, let's go find her. And eventually, in just a few minutes actually, we're gonna go up those stairs and see if Belle is up there. But first what I want to do is turn right back around and go out the front door to Beast's castle, mainly for some treasure chests, but also over here on this wall right here, in 358, there is an opening right there to get into Beast's castle because the front door is locked, and you don't spawn when you go to the level inside of the castle. So I always thought that was kind of cool, how 358 basically expands all of the levels from, you know, whatever levels were in other games. It basically expands all of them. And to open that little passageway to get in, basically you had to interact with these statues out here in the courtyard, but there were only 4 statues in 358, so apparently sometime between 358 and Kingdom Hearts 2, they added in some statues, or I guess Beast hired a contractor or something to renovate the courtyard. But speaking of changes, in the original version of Kingdom Hearts 2, these bats, which are called hook bats, were blue and not red, so they're just another enemy that has been palette swapped. And speaking of palette swaps, I always thought it would be kind of cool if they palette swapped the Shadow, which I know is an iconic Heartless in the Kingdom Hearts universe, but if they made it like white with red or purple markings, I always thought that would look pretty cool. But I guess I just didn't want to mess with that formula. But if I can go ahead and take care of these hook bats right here, there's sort of another reference to 358 that I want to point out. If we go into first-person mode right here and look all the way up there, those openings up there are another place that you can go in 358.
Shh, Gorn.
Oh, what am I going to do?
Huh. Okay.
Donald!
Hey, who opened the door?
Oh, I'm so happy you're here. Donald. Sora. Goofy.
Hiya.
Put me down. Put me down.
Oh,
Yeah.
Where's the Beast? Oh, he must be in the West Wing. We don't talk like we used to. Did something happen? Yes. Isn't that why you're here? Not exactly, but we can still help. Since we're here and all, the Beast won't talk to you? He's been acting strange lately. The only ones who might know why are locked up in the dungeon. I want to help them, but... Wait a second, who locked who up? The Beast locked up his servants. But why? That's what I don't know. Where's this dungeon? You can get to the Undercroft from the West Hall. The dungeon is down there. West Hall, got it. Be careful. I always thought that little thumbs up sword right there was the most sarcastic thing he's done in a long time. But here we get a mega recipe and a map. Not really a spoiler, I mean, we're getting it right now. The map right here is probably one of the most useful ones that we've gotten in the entire game so far. It actually does more than like 1 or 2 rooms. But this hall right here, which is the East Hall, has 2 treasure chests in it and a large body, which is the first time I think that we've seen a large body in this Let's Play so far. Obviously, you can see that it was palette swapped, but I just ran way by it because for some reason, it seems like large bodies are really strong in Kingdom Hearts 2, especially on critical mode, so I just ran by it because I don't really want to have to put up with it right now because I haven't really grinded yet and I'm kind of weak. There should be a way into the Undercroft around here. And the developers at Square Enix were trying to play a little coy, I guess, and put us up way past these treasure chests over here. So if you didn't think to maybe run back here, or if you didn't come back through here at another time, which you probably would, you wouldn't get these treasure chests right now. And these little statues, by the way, are not little. The statues on the wall you can hit and break open to get drive balls. Those aren't really worth that much, though. Those will be useful later on when we can use them to level up a form, but for right now, it doesn't really give you that much extra. But if you run around this little curve right here and you go up these stairs and examine this suit of armor, basically it says you can't pass this suit of armor, even though there's clearly a space big enough for you to run by. And it reminds me of the Superman 64 AVGN episode where he was stuck on the wall even though he was like clearly 5 feet away from it. But now that we've gotten all of the treasure chests, we can come examine this wardrobe over here in front of this door and maybe get into the Undercroft. Here it is! Do you mind? So now we have to play a little mini game with the wardrobe. Basically, you gotta mash triangle to move it, but when the triangle goes away, you better stop pressing triangle. You're gonna accidentally press, waken, even though apparently hitting it with the keyblade doesn't really matter. 3 little bouts of pushing it with the stops in between is usually, as far as I know, always actually, enough to move it enough out of the way to get in the door. Hopefully I'm right. And there we go. We are able to get into the door now. I was just starting to get comfortable. May I help you? Huh? What? Oh, right. Belle needs us to go to the dungeon. Goodness, you're here to help my friends. Well, why didn't you say so? I'm sorry I startled you. Oh, I used to be human, until the Enchantress cast her spell. I was turned into a wardrobe when the prince was turned into a beast. The prince is the beast? The beast is a prince? That's right, although his behavior was far from princely at the time. What's this about a spell? Well, it was a cold winter's night. And that's enough for now. You can hear the rest when you've rescued the others. It'll give you something to look forward to. Aww. Hurry now, the dungeon is damp and chilly. Certainly no place for a clock. A clock? You'll find out soon enough. Alright, let's get going. And I have to say, she really teased us with that story, but maybe if we go in here, we'll figure out more about what she was talking about.
This must be it.
like a scary fight, but I'm gonna turn around and get the 2 puzzle pieces that are in this room before I really get into the nitty-gritty of this fight. Basically, what we're fighting is called a thresholder, and it's possessed by what's called a possessor, I believe. Both of those are what are called Pure Blood Heartless, which I don't think I've really talked about yet, but in Kingdom Hearts 2 there are 8 different Pure Blood Heartless that you can fight. And now that I mentioned it, the 2 statues that were in this room, the Gargoyle Knight and the Gargoyle Warrior, I believe is what they're called, are 2 other Pure Blood Heartless. So in this very fight, there are 4 Pure Blood Heartless, and the Shadow is another Pure Blood Heartless, I might add, along with the Neoshadow, so that's 6. The other 2 are actually the final boss of this world, so for whatever reason, they put a lot of the Pure Blood Heartless. Actually, as far as I know, every single Pure Blood Heartless in the game can be found in Beast's Castle. The only one I'm not sure about is the Neoshadow. That might appear later on in the game once we've beaten a couple of worlds, but regardless, pretty much at least 7 out of the 8 Pure Blood Heartless can be fought in Beast's Castle, and I'm not really sure why. I don't think there's any story reason for that to happen. But as far as the actual thresholder goes, I haven't really talked about it too much. It's actually a fairly difficult fight, even though we got it low. Once you get the HP low enough, you can release the possessor that's inside of it and attack the possessor, which doesn't really do any damage, actually at all as far as I know. But in 358, I know I keep talking about it, there were a lot more possessors in 358. Once you take care of the possessor once, you might as well go ahead and turn into Valor form, because you're going to get your form bar back in a second anyway, and there are only 2 waves to this fight. So if you use Valor form in the second fight, you've pretty much sealed your win. And by the way, I might add, as we get upper slash here, that if you die in this fight, if you played this game before, you probably know what happens sometimes if you die. That happens a lot if you die in this fight, but I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it. You think the dungeon's past this door? Come on, we gotta set those servants free! He's right, let's go!
There's nobody here.
You mean there's nobody to rescue?
Did someone say rescue?
Shh! Keep quiet. It might be them. Oh, they look like nice boys to me.
We are nice. We're your friends.
Yeah, Belle sent us to find you.
Wow.
I'm Sora. Donald. Goofy.
Don't touch. I am self-winding, sir. I am not too feet.
I'm glad you're okay.
It is we who are overjoyed to see you.
Did somebody put a spell on you guys too?
No. Yes, that's right. You've heard. It was the Enchantress.
It seems so long ago.
It was a cold winter's night. An old beggar woman came to the castle and asked for shelter.
But the master of this castle, that is, of course, the prince... Stop that! Put me down this instant! Thank you.
The master turned her away, all because of her, meager appearance. That's awful. He was a spoiled prince, so selfish and, how shall I say, cruel. Lumiere. The old woman warned our master not to be deceived by appearances, still he would not take her in. Then the old woman's ugliness melted away, to reveal a beautiful enchantress. She turned the prince into a beast, a shape she thought fitting for his cold heart. And to further punish him, everyone in the castle was enchanted too. Wow, that's quite a story. Is there anything we can do to help? Let's get the enchantress! Oh no, dear. We already know what needs to be done, but with the master out of sorts, he sure is acting weird. It's almost as if he's forgotten how to trust others. You don't suppose he's been turned into a Heartless, do you? Heartless? If they're a part of this, then it's a good thing we're here. Let's go find the beast. Splendid. Follow me, messieurs. I know a shortcut. Before we end this episode, I'm going to go ahead and get the 2 treasure chests in here, one of which is a map, which actually gives us a lot of coverage as well, and there is another AP boost here. In the next episode, we're going to follow these what should be inanimate objects, and figure out a little bit more about the beast. I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, and I hope to see you guys back for the next episode.